are in the Siberian forests, on the Kwangdinsky Bridge, which crosses the Vidip River. Despite being used by locals and truckers for vehicle traffic, the bridge is notoriously dangerous due to its unstable structure and absence of guardrails. Typically, a guide leads the way to help drivers. To minimize wind resistance, the vehicle's windows are always rolled down. It's a dangerously thrilling experience. And to make matters worse, driving on the Kwangdinsky Bridge is officially banned. That's why mountain adventures can sometimes feel like playing Russian roulette. When it comes to rock falls, you might only have a few seconds to determine your fate. These buses weren't lucky enough to avoid the collapse. Fortunately, the people managed to get off and move to a safe distance in time. The Atabid Lake project has an impressive engineering accomplishments featuring a network of 5 tunnels that link China and Pakistan. These tunnels built at 25 meters above sea level and extending about 7 kilometers. Came with a hefty price tag of $275 million. The project was a response to a massive landslide in January 2010, which blocked the Hunza River and formed a new lake that flooded a section of the Karakoram Highway. The tunnels were built to provide an alternative route around the flooded area. Check out these scenes to understand the scale of the landslide in this region. Massive amounts of rock can not only wreck parts of the road, but also reshape the landscape. Camino a los Yungas is a road in Bolivia that connects the cities of La Paz and Coroico, but is more widely known as the Death Road. This grim nickname is well-deserved. In the past, dozens, and sometimes even hundreds, of people have died here each year, stretching just over 50 kilometers. The road climbs to an elevation of 4,650 meters at the Loch Humber Pass before descending to 12 meters, winding its way down steep slopes. The road here is no more than 3 meters wide, no guardrails, and a sheer drop below. There's hardly any asphalt either, just clay and dirt. The biggest danger is during the rainy season, when visibility is poor and the water constantly erodes the road surface. The Karnali Highway in Nepal is considered one of the most dangerous roads in the world. In the spring, when the snow melts in the mountains, and during the monsoon rains, long sections of the road turn into muddy channels, where hundreds of vehicles get stuck. Sometimes water can have even more dramatic effects. In this case, a mountain river changed its course due to a landslide, creating a spontaneous waterfall that cascades into a deep ravine right along the road. Here comes a big fight at the Manaya. Coming to the waterfall, the Karnali Highway is famous not just for its unpredictable weather. Many sections of the road are very narrow, with a steep drop on one side and sheer cliffs on the other, always threatening landslides unsurprisingly. Official reports state that 85% of the Karnali Highway is unsafe for travelers. Statistics reveal that each year, several dozen people become victims of this perilous road. It's not only the natural conditions that make roads extremely difficult. Just take a look at this scene. It's an ordinary day in Ho Chi Minh City, the biggest city in Vietnam, with a population of around 9 million people. That keeps growing. Traffic congestion is one of the city's biggest problems. The widespread use of motor scooters, which almost everyone has, only makes it worse. Sometimes there are even calls to outright ban scooters in the city. This video was filmed in 2018 in the tiny town of Beaver, Arkansas. The wooden bridge, affectionately named the Little Golden Gate, was built across the White River nearly 80 years ago. Despite its almost toy-like size, it became a crucial link for the residents of Beaver for many years. So it was all the more shocking for witnesses the bridge to see sagging under the way to the passing bus. Nobody wants on that bridge. Look at that. Are you videoing? Yeah. Holy cow, look at that. I don't know. Have you heard about the Japanese Alps? There are actually 3 mountain ranges located in central Honshu Island. Among them is the famous Ontague volcano, a popular pilgrimage site, as also the Tateyama Snow Corridor, a spectacular scenic route between the towns of Tateyama and Omachi. 90-kilometer route opens in April. And the snow walls along the way rise to 15 to 20 meters high. This corridor is also called the Roof of Japan, with elevation starting at 7 meters and reaching up to 24 meters above sea level. Watch how these images might blow your mind and change your entire perspective on traffic jams. This road in China looks like a nightmare 50-lane highway, but it's actually just a 4-lane road that expands near the toll booths. The massive traffic jam near the city of Juju is due to the huge number of people traveling for the national holiday. Millions of people hit the road at once, causing this major traffic jam. The Dalton Highway in Alaska is the northernmost stretch of the Pan American Highway and the most desolate. It ends right at the edge of the Arctic Ocean. This road passes through truly wild areas along at 666-kilometer length. There are only 3 small towns and 3 gas stations. The road's surface alternates between asphalt and gravel, ice and snow, often obstructing it from fall to spring. Despite the lack of treacherous cliffs or sharp turns, the highway often makes it onto lists of the most dangerous roads in the world. This is due to Alaska's harsh climate, where storms and snowstorms are common in spring. When the ice melts, certain stretches of the highway can turn into rivers. While some roads face dangers like ice or rock falls, in Thailand, drivers sometimes have to deal with elephants. When a family of elephants crosses a busy highway near Bangkok, people have no choice but to stop traffic. Let them pass. have to admit, this winding road in the Eastern Alps looks more like a ride. An amusement park than a real road. Welcome to the Stelvio Pass. Located on the border between Italy and Switzerland. There's an elevation of 2,757 meters. The 47-kilometer stretch features 75 sharp turns, a real challenge for even the most experienced drivers. You've never seen a railroad quite like this. This is Maklaka Market on rails. Located in Bangkok, Thailand's capital, it's been around for nearly a century, starting when vendors refused to move their historic trading spot during railway construction. Now these stalls are literally on the tracks. Trains pass through here quite often, about 8 times a day. Each time vendors follow a precise routine. They fold up their runnings and move their goods where they won't be hit by the passing trains. The precision is incredible. Everything is calculated to the exact millimeter. This tunnel could trigger a claustrophobic attack. It's no wonder it's called the Needle's Eye. It's part of the Iron Mountain Road on the Black Hills Range in South Dakota. Stretching over 17 miles, it features 314 curves, 14 switchbacks, and 3 tunnels. Just look at how confidently this bus driver navigates through a tunnel. That's less than 2 and at 2 meters wide. The winding road of Iron Mountain was built back in 1933. Despite engineers claiming it was impossible, it's a fantastic spot for tourism, provided you're prepared for a careful, leisurely drive. This phenomenal road is located in the Kunling Mountain range of the northwest of China, known as Panlong, or the heavenly road of the premiers. This road might look breathtaking from above, resembling a dragon's tail. However, drivers and tourists have dubbed it the Road Hell, and it's easy to see why. Over 75 kilometers. And there are more than 6,000 twists and turns, many of them sharp 180 degrees and even 270 degrees. Is a serious test for your sense of balance? Imagine the thrill of riding a motorcycle straight into dark and mysterious caves. You can have this extraordinary adventure in Thailand, around the Tong Pharphong National Park. Old cave mines that used to be sites for lead extraction have been transformed into tourist trails. You can experience the unique ambience of subterranean mines while staying on your and see stalactites and stalagmites forming up close. No, this isn't CGI. It's actual footage of the Ishima-Ohashi Bridge in Japan crossing the lagoon Lake Nikomi near Matsui. In the video, it looks like an impossible leisure-like structure, making driving onto it seem like utter madness. Reality, though, it's not as scary as it seems. This remarkably long bridge, stretching 1.7 kilometers, isn't a sheer cliff, but rather features a quite manageable incline of just 6%. However, its unique design and certain perspectives create a stunning optical illusion that's made the Ashima-Ohashi Bridge famous worldwide. The $1 Million Highway is a 40-kilometer stretch of Route 550 in western Colorado between the towns of Ori and Silverton. This Tulane Mountain Road offers breathtaking natural scenery, but enjoying the views requires excellent driving skills. The road is challenging and potentially dangerous, with steep cliffs, narrow lanes without guardrails, and dizzy-ass turns. Additional risks include landslides and wildlife that might appear right on the road. This road is definitely not for beginners or nervous drivers. Around 40 accidents happen here each year. Sometimes drivers just stop in the middle of the highway and can't muster the courage to continue. In the snowy season, which starts in October, the road becomes even more challenging. You'll need snow chains for your tires during this time. Would you dare to drive this route just to admire the snow-capped peaks of the Rocky Mountains? Let's head to Harderwijk in the Netherlands, where there's a traffic interchange that might shock any driver. Imagine driving along a highway and seeing an actual riverboat floating overhead. This incredible structure is the Valuamia Aqueduct, which spans 25 meters in width. It connects to artificial lakes and separates mainland Netherlands from the artificial island of Flevopolder. The aqueducts allows small vessels to pass easily, while the tunnel manages to handle 30,000 cars each day. Tourists remember this place for a lifetime. "99 Bend Road in China is arguably the most fascinating mountain road on the planet. Located in the northwest of the Hunan province, it winds its way up Tianmen Mountain, where you'll find a grand Buddhist temple and the famous Heaven's Gate Cave. This winding road is about 11 kilometers long and features exactly 99 turns, a number chosen for its association with the 9 heavenly places in Taoism. The incredibly scenic highway can be quite dangerous to drive, though. For instance, there are no high guardrails. Therefore, it's only open to tour buses and professional drivers. This engineering marvel can be described as both a massive bridge and a floating road. Known as the Ziziguang Floating Bridge, it was built in China right over the Chengyang River. The 400-meter-long bridge is made from polyethylene filled with water. Those daring enough to drive across will be greeted by stunning tropical scenery and a gentle sway on the water. Just make sure to keep your speed under 20 kilometers per hour. The Atlantic Road in Norway is only 8 kilometers long, but it's world-renowned for its stunning design and breathtaking views. This stretch of 2-lane highway connects the cities of Mulder and Kristiansand through a series of small islands separated by the Atlantic Ocean. It features 7 bridges totaling 891 meters in length. The longest and highest of these is the Storsai Sindhu Bridge. It juts out 23 meters over the ocean and has been nicknamed the Drunk Bridge because its dramatic curve can make some viewers feel dizzy just looking at it. Driving along the Atlantic Road is a real adventure, especially since there are panoramic viewpoints on the bridges. Sometimes, traveling along this highway can give you goosebumps. When the ocean is storming, the atmosphere here can be pretty eerie. The passage Dugwar Road, near the commune of Beauvoir-sur-Mer, is a famous French national landmark. What makes it special is that it connects the island of Noirmoutier to the mainland by crossing the Bay of Borner seabed, a part of the Atlantic Ocean. This unusual feature is due to the unique geological formation of the seabed. The collision of two oceans currently creates high sand banks on a rock at base. Over the centuries, the road across the ocean became increasingly more solid as the heights of the sandbanks continued to rise. In the 20th century, the road was paved with cobblestone and later asphalted for most of the day. The road is underwater to a depth of 1.5 to 4 meters, making it accessible only twice daily during low tide. This mountain road in China's Henan province looks incredible, but what really stands out is the story of how it was built. The entire stretch of road through the including a 1.2 kilometer tunnel that's 5 meters high was carved out by hands of the villagers of Guoliang. The village, nestled in a valley surrounded by high mountains and cuts off from the outside world, saw 13 villagers take on this ambitious task. In the 1970s, they spent several years working with little more than hammers and chisels to complete it. The road is hardly what you'd call modern and safe. There's no barrier between the roadway and the drop. During the rainy season, accidents are common. This magical highway interchange is located near the town of Oyamazaki in Kyoto Prefecture, Japan. It's a true masterpiece of modern road architecture, where two expressways and a bypass intersect. In addition to the elegant loops, there are 9 bridges standing side by side. A marvel of engineering, the 7-mile bridge is part of the Overseas Highway, connecting the islands of the Florida Keys. Spanning more than 10 kilometers, the bridge provides stunning ocean vistas as you drive along. Plus, when a tropical storm hits, the experience can turn into a horror show, particularly if you come across a menacing water spout. This road in Norway, known as the Troll's Path in English, certainly lives up to its name. Though the views are stunning, traveling here is far from comfortable. The road is narrow and the cliffs and landslides make the drive quite challenging. For most of the year, it's closed because ice and snow turn the highway into a dangerous trap. Perhaps the best way to take in the local beauty is from the air. heavy fuel truck travels across the clear blue ice. This is a sight you can only see here on the Tibet-Kamsoiso Ice Road in Canada. This unique route was designed as a supply route for diamond and gold mines in the Northwest Territory. It's probably the longest ice road in the world for transporting heavy calgart. The Windsor Road stretches over 600 kilometers and traverses frozen lakes with ice more than a meter thick, ensuring smooth traffic during the season. Up to 90,000 tons of cargo are transported along it. However, weather conditions can be challenging. Winter storms and snow drifts can impair travel and force drivers to use all their skills to keep their trucks under control. The Magic Roundabout is a crazy traffic interchange in the English town of Swindon. At first glance, it might look like a nightmare for novice drivers. Despite its seemingly complex design, the system has proven to be effective over the past 50 years. Even with the significant increase in traffic, the Magic Roundabout consists of 5 separate roundabouts, all circulating clockwise, surrounding a central ring that directs traffic counterclockwise. Each outer roundabout manages traffic entering and accessing from its respective road. From above, it looks like an amazing example of controlled chaos. Wow.